Ken's showing us today some of the things that he would make for his family on game day, some fun different things. Earlier we made these stuffed meatballs, and they're just a traditional meatball using pork and beef, but inside is a little surprise. There's a fresh mozzarella ball in there. So everybody likes surprises,
That's
right?
That's
and then it's got a homemade tomato basil sauce, so these would be great to make ahead, put them in your slow cooker. People can just eat them as is, put them over pasta, or I love the idea of doing meatball subs for game day. Who doesn't like a good meatball sub sandwich? Yum. So tell us about this recipe. This is a fun one.
Right. This is our the next recipe here is it's a turnover. Now, when I was a kid, I used to love to eat apple turnovers. You get them in the bakery, the triangles.
Yeah.
Actually, I still love to eat them, but I shouldn't eat them. So.
I like them too.
Yeah. But anyways, I got coming up with some ideas. Always looking for new ideas for hors d'oeuvres and stuff. So I thought, well, how can I make a savory a dish with like a turnover. So, well, what I did is I first started making these with like ham and cheese and different kind of cheeses and mushrooms. Today we're doing basil and turkey or basil and cheddar because my wife insisted I didn't do Packer colors.
Yeah, it's green and gold. Yeah. So
and we're gonna put some little turkey in there. Now you're not really you can make any kind of mushrooms and Parmesan, any kind of combination you want. So
this is more of a method.
Right, it's a method thing. So you can really stuff them with whatever you want. You just want to make sure when you're making it, if you want to do a little vegetable mixture in there, just make sure the vegetables are kind of dry and strain them really good and get the juice off them.
So that we don't have a mushy
because you don't want
pastry.
the pastry to be soggy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The key is the puff pastry. So you can buy these. They're frozen. Pepperidge Farm makes them. There might be some other brands as well that makes them, but you find them in the freezer department. They come in a box and it says puff pastry sheets. You want to get the sheets because they also have puff pastry shells. You don't want those.
I've made that mistake.
I have too. So then you need to thaw them out, and you thaw them in the refrigerator. You cannot use them frozen, and you cannot put this dough in the microwave. So what? 1 to 2 days ahead, put that box or the sheet?
About a day ahead, and I'll tell you what. Don't try it. You can't really quick thaw it. Like you can't leave it on the counter because if it's too warm in the kitchen, you won't be able to get it open. Okay, so then you'll be rolling it, and it'll defeat the purpose. Now, if you're got enough ambition, you can make your own puff pastry, but that's that's almost an artisan skill these days.
Yeah, exactly. So it comes in thirds, so it's kind of like a rectangle when you pull it out, and after it thaws in the refrigerator, you just unfold it like this, and it comes 2 sheets to a box. So if you've got a bunch of people over, you're going to want to get several boxes. But anything you put in this, sweet, dessert fillings, apple pie filling, cherry filling, or savory, you look like a rock star because they taste fantastic. They do. So
what I do is here, like I said, you want to thaw this out properly and take your time with it. So what I'm going to make these turnovers, and I can probably get 9 out of the sheet. If you want to, I wouldn't really recommend going any smaller because they're kind of hard to work with. You know.
So I just want to see how you're making them so pretty. So basically, cut those into squares. So
just like that. I'm just eyeballing
9 squares, about the same. Okay.
All right. So then I'm going to just take one of these and I'm going to stick my filling in this. Like I'm going to start out with
shredded
some cheese.
Cheddar. Okay.
And then for this, you can use pesto too. I'm supposed to have pesto, but
pesto or basil or whatever.
This will work. Anything really will work. And I'm going to just stick a little turkey in there.
Okay. So
now, if you want to. If you want to moisten this with a little water so it sticks, I never really seem to do that, but if it helps you.
Or egg, sometimes.
A little egg wash will, and I just kind of crimp it with my thumbs. Usually I don't have, so that's all you're going to do. Looks like almost like a wonton.
Let's do another one.
So I'll do a couple more.
So I see you kind of did it on an angle.
Okay, I always line them up like this so when especially if I got I'm not just making 2 dozen. Usually when I got to do them, I got to make like 12 dozen or so. So, and I'll just take another piece of basil, green and gold, a little turkey. You can put a little ham in there too.
Whatever you want to put in there. Yep.
And then you can so I'm just taking my thumbs and I'm just kind of.
That's easy enough. You don't even need a fork.
And if a little bit comes out, it's really very forgiving. Okay. You don't really need the fork. If you feel, I'll do another one.
Now, oven temperature is key for this puff pastry because it needs to be hot. What temperature do you normally do it at?
I'm going to say 400. 425 wouldn't hurt, but you got to keep an eye on it.
Okay.
Now you're going to spray the bottom of the pan here, or use a sill pad or a baking sheet too.
Okay.
When they're hot, they should pop off pretty easy.
Okay.
But if they cool down a little bit, they'll stick to the pan. So if you get them off right away, you can just with a spatula loosen them up. But like a sheet sprayed baking sheet will work.
Okay.
And
anything on top then?
yeah, and a lot of times what I do is I brush them with egg wash.
Okay.
And on these ones, I did sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese.
I was going to say, they look extra yummy.
Another little thing, savory little touch would be sprinkle them with dehydrated onions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I used to put those on little rolls and stuff.
Or a little dried parsley
yeah,
or
right. Anything like
seasoning,
that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times when I'm making sweet turnovers, I do that because we do that. We used to sell them down at the farmer's market, but I would use real coarse sugar, like
Yeah.
sugar in the raw, but
Sure.
even sometimes if I get that real
Like
rocky stuff,
Yeah. All right, well, let me show you what these look like. They bake up very quickly depending on the size, so 15, 20 minutes or so, or sometimes even less. But
yeah, about 25, 20 minutes, you know.
look at these.
Yeah.
And then these are best served warm right out of the oven.
Right.
Just so if you're making plenty, you can make them ahead, park them in your fridge, and then just bake them as people are ready and hungry and yum.
Room temperature to hot is okay. So if they just sit out on your table, I wouldn't try to put them in a chafing dish. It's going to kind of make the bottoms So, you know, but I think, and there's something, a snack that you can just leave out on your buffet table and just people will come and eat them all day long.
It looks delicious. They smell amazing too. Okay, so again, Mustard Seed Cafe, great little place. People always ask me, where's a special place to go for breakfast or lunch? Well, it's special. It's, you know, everything is from scratch, really unique menu items, great breakfasts from scratch, wonderful lunches, salads, sandwiches. Chef Ken, family-owned place, family-run business, and you're in Bellevue, right off Highway 172.
That's right.
And you will be open on Sunday before the game.
I will be, so come on down and have some. We'll get you in and out and get you home. So come down and have a little brunch and with us, and we'll take care of you.
All right, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Thanks for sharing both these recipes. Go Pack Go! We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.